Alien here. It's time for a public service announcement. Time to have a serious conversation about technology and racism. That's right. You're a bigot, and you're a bigot, and you're a bigot. Now that we have jumped in and gotten all that out of the way, it is time for a journey through both space and time. A spiritual passage that will reach beyond even those interdimensional corridors my own species has for some time known. Join me as we enter the world of 1997 and one simple video game. It is time for Lessons in Emulation, Windows 95, and Kung Fu Kim. You see, the problem is that Kim here cannot survive, much less thrive on your current-day hardware and operating systems.
Because these kids will grow up with Windows 10. The future starts now, for all of us. Get started today.
What Kim needs, what he must have in computo-religious terminology, is emulation, the reproduction, or perhaps even spiritual reawakening of one OS and/or hardware, or its function or actions through the OS and/or hardware of another. To begin your journey, you must first find the repressed, but incorporeally enlightened technological wizard and basement dweller of your choice.
Let's take a look.
Elect him as one would a prophet to produce those sacred texts, those handbooks of ritual practice and spiritual aspirations necessary to enact this mystical process of emulation. Follow the sacred texts, step by step, in painstaking detail. Your very spirit is in jeopardy in the proper pursuit of their instruction. But it is not just your own total being at stake, but that of Kim's as well. All the Kims, in each and every parallel cosmos. Step 1. Locate a Windows 95 ISO file and a Windows 95 boot disk image. Step 2. Follow the 10,000 ways of your new technological Buddha to create your virtual machine. You will be doing this in Oracle VM VirtualBox, a completely free-to-use virtualization tool available for Windows, macOS, and Linux. Hope you don't trip up on any loose or misplaced stones along this winding and mountainous path before you. Feel the thrill of divine accomplishment as you prepare your virtual machine and successfully boot it to a DOS prompt. Feel your metaphysical ecstasy turn to dread as this prompt takes you absolutely nowhere. That's right. Even Oracle VM VirtualBox will fail you along your journey, leaving the full enlightenment of Kim just out of reach. The problem is that this box, this Oracle VM, and other similar programs have direct access to your computer's hard drive, to its very soul, if you will. While this process does not open your computer up to direct harm from any demonic or evil entities, it does mean that the likes of VirtualBox attempting to run Windows 95 or other operating systems directly on your modern computer hardware will result in the same kinds of problems as if your computer was in fact being possessed by Hellspawn.
Daddy, are you there? Who are you?
Avoiding all paths to the devil, you must start your journey over from the beginning. Returning to your passage of balance, your yin and yang, straight and narrow, the righteous path towards our beloved Kung Fu Kim. What is the solution? Proper emulation through PCM software. Find yourself a new prophet wizard amongst your basement-dwelling kind. Sit this man, child, or man-child down, by coercion, if necessary, to write the new, true sacred texts, undoing all the works of the false prophets that came before him. Follow in these new guidelines and steps, renewed with prayers and strong from your previous trials. After finishing setup, but before restarting the system, be sure to eject the floppy disk image by pressing Ctrl and N, and then going to the disk menu and selecting Eject Drive A. Supplement your spiritual journey. Risk splitting in half the universe as we know it by installing patches developed by machine elves.
Communicate with the machine elves.
Yeah.
Now the machine elves will give them technology, but always cause them problems.
They operate in 4
In the end, get exactly what you would expect. Start again, reinstall, and retrace your steps, following again the righteous guides of your newest prophet for any misplaced movements on your part. Be sure, if the S3 graphics drivers did not install themselves, to upload a CD image file which contains the S3 drivers. Mount it with the appropriately named daemon tools. Right-click on the Windows 95 desktop and select Properties, then click on the Settings tab. Click on the Advanced Settings button, click on the Monitor tab and make sure it says Plug and Play Monitor. If it does not, click the Change button and change it to that. Once that is done, you can click back onto the Adapter tab and click the Change button there. Click the Have Disk button and point it towards the S3 folder in the CD drive. With a little luck, after a reboot, Windows should now be using the S3 Verge as its default display adapter, and you will be able to use higher resolutions with more colors. Discover that your emulated system works to an extent. Discover as you unravel the mysteries of Kim a new prescience that neither you nor Kim were meant to know. Like bullet time after a red pill, you, as one with Kim, find it impossible not to see what's coming next. Contorting and dodging in positions even the mighty Valdo would be proud of. Begin along your holy path yet again, holding steady to your faith in your one new prophet. Download extra software from the fourth dimension. Put your right foot in, put your right foot out, put your right foot in, and shake it all about, and hope for the best.
In, out, shake it all about. We do the hokey pokey and we turn around. That's what it's all about. Oh, the hokey pokey.
Nothing? Toss that computer of yours into a black hole and hope it returns within the next several thousand years, properly transformed, evolved into a proper sentient machine. See again the expected results. Our poor Kim, stripped of all pigmentation, truly yellow, thrust into a colorless void to ultimately freeze and then crash and burn. Obtain Win9X Voodoo 2 drivers, acquire image burn software, extract your Voodoo 2 drivers, and open image burn to write the image to a disk image. Mount the resulting image, extract the driver files, open up the control panel, navigate to System, open up the Device Manager tab, and find PCI Multimedia Video Device. Double-click on it, click on the Driver tab, and click on Update Driver. All only to find that your most recent One True Prophet's instructions, his prophecies, if you will, have failed to come to pass. Perceiving him thus to be false, abandon your faith for a new Windows XP. With that abandonment of faith, return to your old heathen ways to Oracle VM VirtualBox. Because if you can't run old games through DOSBox, or you can't run old games through Windows 95, 98 emulation, this is the solution for you. Actually, it's the best solution, since Windows XP offers almost 100% retrocompatibility with Windows 95, 98 games, and more advanced features. Don't forget to find a product key. Find many product keys and hope one out of a few 100,000 actually works. In the end, discover that 100% retrocompatibility with Windows 95, 98 games is absolute bunk. Return one last time, in desperation, to your old faith. Offer both burnt and purification offerings. Let the red flow and the fires burn. Click that one random checkbox all your prophets, false or true, failed to ever even mention. Find that miracle of miracles. The damn game works. Once. Only to never work ever again. Install. Reinstall. Install again. Frantically trying to recapture that moment of sacred epiphany, only to realize that your garbage laptop apparently lacks the massive hardware capacity needed to run a game that originally required less system-level requirements as a modern-day solitaire. Realize that not even your janky alien hardware can handle the CPU usage. No, not that kind of alien hardware. In all this, the lesson to be learned is emulation is a bitch. Alien out.